Hey guys, this is Decibels and Dialogue. I'm Corbin,
I'm Daylin.
and today our segment is going to be on a couple different things, but we're excited to dive deep into them and kind of break down a couple different things. Nothing really super technical this time. We're just going to kind of break down, I guess, and maybe not an everyday aspect of a shop, but maybe just kind of how people think and how personally we think.
Yeah,
So first off, I think our biggest thing is just kind of how shops look to evolve
for
and
sure.
how maybe their storefronts look to change. And some people might keep the same look for a very long time, and how that's perceived by a consumer. So
Yeah.
maybe Dalen, maybe you want to start here on this one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've the shop I'm at has been around for a while, right? So since the late
Same.
90s, like 97.
Yeah.
And there's a couple shops around, like, as competition back in the early 2000s and mid, and then, it's always good competition and good fight, right? Like, oh, who's got this cool demo vehicle, or who's got this in their showroom, right? Who's got the latest, fucking $100,000 set of speakers, or, some random in the showroom, right?
Yep.
Yeah, right. Like, there was always a nice, good competitive battles between shops. And then, slowly, for in our area, as the time went on, like, those shops failed. They didn't necessarily evolve, and they didn't, do what they needed to do to stay relevant.
Didn't get
And
into proper OEM integration,
sure,
didn't
yeah,
pick up
yeah. I'll,
DSP.
I'll I'll be
Yeah.
honest. I mean, that was honestly, those shops pitfalls were probably a little bit more than just, like, not
They had a lot
keeping
more
up with the
going on.
times. Yeah, they probably had a lot more
Yeah.
going on, but it's still definitely part of it, because, they definitely did their best. But maybe they tried too hard, spent a little bit too
Mhm.
much money, and just got in
Yeah.
a little over their heads. And then that kind
Yeah.
of weeded them out. They weren't a little smart with it. And then, we kind of really only got one other shop in our area. And
Mhm.
I mean, that place is just
I know.
I don't know how to describe it. It's one of those, but, like, it looks like a hoarder kind of lives there,
Yeah,
you
it's a
know?
flea market.
Yeah, like, it's
But they've got their own
brutal.
customers
Oh
still. They
yeah,
have their
no, they
customer
they
base,
still
right?
have their
Like every
customer
other
base.
shop.
100%. They
Yeah.
got their customer base, and they've got products relevant to what they're trying to do. I mean, they still say they do, like car audio and remote starters, and, all that good stuff. But, like, you walk in and it doesn't look like that kind of
They
place.
do that specifically.
Yeah, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and
Like,
I
it
think
does not
you're kinda
look.
always gonna have that type of competition,
Sure,
I guess, like,
for sure.
anywhere you go, right? Like, I
Hmm.
mean, there's always gonna be 1 or 2 of those shops, or in your case, 1 maybe that
Yeah,
fall off kind of on
yeah.
that area.
Yeah, and, like, there's another place, and there's always, like, the random guy out of his garage that tries to do stuff, right?
For sure, and some of
And
those guys are great.
some can be, for sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
I mean, again, I don't specifically know. I've never dealt with them. I don't need to, but
Yep.
yeah, I just don't know. There's, like, another spot as well, but just going back to that other place, like, you walk in there, for myself, it's a blast from the past. And it's like, the last time I was there was probably, like, 9 years ago, 10 years
Yep.
ago, and it's still the same, just more stuff.
Yeah,
And it's
nothing
like,
nothing's really changed and
nothing's
moved.
changed.
There's still dust that was there 9 years ago
Dude,
on
there's
on
still
the same set of
the Lady
speakers.
Gaga Monster Diamond ear headphones, over ear headphones. Did you ever see those?
Buddy, I would take those for my girlfriend, for my fiancé,
Well,
to be honest
get
with you.
get
No.
get over to Fort Mac,
He's
buddy.
got a
He's
he's
got
got a
them.
market for me right now, that's for sure. So I guess he's bringing people in. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, especially since they're still there in the same spot. Anyways, I just thought it was funny.
I think that's funny too.
Yeah, so I mean, just not really evolving the storefront, or really, kind of clearing up some of the clutter, clearing up some of the stuff you don't do, because you're just trying to do it all, right? And just
Yeah.
trying to, and I mean,
Well, how
he's
can you
still
not,
there.
I mean, like, when there's things that are that far discontinued behind, like,
Sure.
how are you not looking into what has changed, and how
Yeah.
the perceived value of that product that is X amount of years old is
Hmm.
changing? I mean, that's a big thing for sure.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I just, you know, he's been around for so long, like, that family that owns it, and that company in itself, like, they've got money for days. Like, they got massive real estate, and they don't, in town, and they don't care, right? Like, I'm sure some of the other stuff makes money, and then everything else they do and
Mhm.
everything else that they just have, like they're fine with. You know what I mean? Like they don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah.
Like it's just
It's there, it's
it's just
inventory,
there.
it's
It's inventory.
yeah.
Yeah, he's probably got some, Phoenix Gold. What were those?
Typhoons,
Yeah, yeah,
cyclones.
cyclones. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
that's
got a couple of
crazy.
those in the basement for sure, brand new in
That's
box.
crazy,
Yeah,
actually.
dude, it's actually insane. But anyways, like that type of stuff kind of bugs me. I mean, hey, he's still in business and it's working for him. Again, I don't really, yes, they could be considered a competitor, but it's kind of hard to compare for some of the things we do versus they don't.
Yeah, yeah.
And they've got their own little niche that they kind of developed and got into, and they definitely cater to more. Like that's definitely what makes them more money. Um, just all that cash and carry type of
To
stuff for regular home stuff.
but,
And
like, really, what are they making after you carry on a product for
yeah, I don't know,
how many
man.
years, right? So, I mean,
I
it
don't
says a
know.
lot for a lot of businesses, right? I
For
mean, like,
sure, for sure.
if you spent X amount of dollars on something
Hmm.
and it took you 4 years to load it, doesn't matter what
Yeah,
type of shop you are, whether you're a niche shop or a
yeah.
big box or whatever. I mean, like, what type of profit are you actually bringing in by holding that many
That
dollars
may yeah,
that
well, yeah,
long, right?
we hate having product having a birthday 1 year, man. We don't like
For
that,
sure, that's
right?
insane.
It
No,
is
we don't
crazy.
like it either.
Yeah. So, we try to move as much as we can. I mean, it's not like that some of this stuff goes bad within a year or two, right? It takes a
No,
long
not really.
time, but I
Yeah.
mean, it depends. It depends on what it is, right? And how it's stored
Market
and all
trends,
that shit.
how
Market
it's
trends
dealt
for
with.
sure. Yeah, exactly. But the other thing for them is like I don't think they have like a demo car, like at all, like anything. Like I think they have
Mm,
one little car that was done probably in 2010, and
yeah.
I think that's it. Now, again, I don't know and I don't deal with them, but I don't see anything posted.
No, and
Like
that's
a
a big
shop
thing,
would post stuff like that. Like for us, we posted our truck. I've yet to
which
post
was
my car.
fantastic, by the way. You guys did a really good
Yeah,
job on
no,
that. That
it was
custom
awesome.
box turned
Yeah,
out amazing.
Cole's a
Cole
madman
did a
in the wood shop.
fantastic job on that.
Yeah, I know he's
The
really
fact that
good at
the
fab.
MDF looks like it's like acrylic and it's like fully painted, it's
Yeah,
got great gloss on it.
yeah,
Like that's
yeah.
unheard of to a lot
Yeah.
of people
No,
for sure.
it's definitely a great job. I've yet to post my car, and then with Cole, like we're gonna redo his car in the spring, right? Like, and I say
Nice.
spring, but I say probably January. Like we're gonna have it done for the spring. Like we'll park that car there, probably get it in end of January and February, and just
Yeah.
gut everything that's in there. And just using product that we are using. We're like, yep, we got to update that. We changed the product in the store, right? We got new
Yeah.
speakers in the demo board, we got new amplifiers, we got new subs on the floor that we can just show people quickly. And then
Yeah.
my vehicle, the truck is done with all relevant product that we want to show people. And now
Yeah.
we got to get the third vehicle done. And for us, just having three owners, three vehicles makes sense. I mean, if our other guy wants to do his vehicle, I mean, he can do his vehicle. Like before I was an owner
Oh,
in the
for sure.
business, I had my demo system, right, that I did. And I just did it on my own time and
Yeah, it
got
hammered,
that.
it slammed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was my SPL build, if you
Yeah,
will.
it was a wow factor, right?
And I think that's kind of what we're trying to attack. Different, like we got the truck, so that takes care of every truck guy basically. We can read between the lines with different trim levels on different trucks, and we can say, okay, well, this will do this a little differently, right?
Yeah.
My car is the only one that I haven't really posted. I've posted some things. I'm slowly working on a video, just trying to get it all together the
One, I
right
mean,
way.
posts are great, but it's like
Yeah,
you said, it's better to just show it.
yeah, I've
And
demoed to a
like,
bunch of people and at the car
right?
shows already, and like
So like while customers
they
are
love it
there, present it, show them, it's good to have that like good,
for sure.
better, best option.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
okay, hey, this is OEM with a sub.
Hmm.
And this is OEM plus, like what we can do
Right,
to your factory speakers with a DSP
right,
amplifier. And
exactly.
you want to go like crazy fabrication. Okay, like here's Sean's truck,
Yeah,
here's my truck, here's Jeff's Jeep. Like we're able to show that type of work and be able to present that type of work that we're
yeah,
offering and be able to like offer it real time. So I mean, like, yeah, like you say, demo boards are great to be able
yeah.
to like differentiate. Hey, this is what the product does differently, but this is
Correct.
how it actually reacts in an environment, and maybe where you want to be budget wise. Like, like when I take people into my truck, when I have it out during the summer, sit them down, take them out, listen, hey, like at the end of it, how close do you want to be to this?
Right.
Well, I want this and this and this, but I don't want this.
Right.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to make some changes on that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because I mean, like, obviously, custom fab adds up. You
Yep.
start looking at things. People might not want to be there, but they still want a good sounding audio system. Which,
Right.
no matter the budget, we're going to be able to provide for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
But it just depends on, I guess, what their
The
idea of a good.
references.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. What is their
What is
reference,
a
right? Like,
reference?
I mean,
Exactly.
your reference every day when you get in and you listen to a new song
Yeah.
is your car. So,
Yep.
when you get back into a vehicle, sometimes you're like, maybe I can do better than this. And sometimes, like, we forget product limitations.
Sure.
If we're doing like a one-to-one OEM system and
Yeah.
we're amplifying factory speakers and we're like so used to that point. And, I know we've talked about it. It's like, that's our reference. And, us as audio guys, we have a different reference than what the consumer has. But like
Yeah.
being able to show that in levels or stages to a consumer, I think is
Yeah.
huge
You could
because
translate that reference for sure.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you can translate what their body language and how they're reacting and how someone reacts to something like that, whether it's just, a decent factory system with a sub,
Yeah.
sweet, they're super happy with that.
Yep.
Awesome. That's exactly what you need.
Yep.
Oh, maybe you want a little bit more spice, a little
Yeah.
bit more sparkle, a little bit more brilliance. Awesome. We're going to do a one-to-one with that, and then we've at least set that foundation up
Yeah, for
for
sure.
you to go further with it, right? Because like selling something that doesn't have anywhere to move from
Yeah.
is just so bad. Like
Yeah, for
that's like
sure.
10-15 years ago. I mean, like, yeah, this is something you can't do any further because you wanted it this way.
Mm.
Well, why would we present you that option when what we're about is creating better systems and giving the customer a better experience? Like
Yeah.
that's why we do the things that we do, right?
Yeah,
Is
it's all an
where
experience.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%, and everybody experiences music differently.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I really like being able to, I'll definitely explain, like, say my system. Like, I'll explain what it does really well. Cause like everybody's like, oh, you got 212s in there. This thing must absolutely hammer. And don't get me wrong, it Jimmy
It does, but
jams,
it doesn't.
but it's, the application that
It's
I'm
IB.
using the woofers in is a little different than, a sealed box application that's a little smaller, right? Those typically tend to have a bit
Well, and
more
they're not really
punch.
designed for IB either,
What, my woofers?
right?
Well,
Yeah,
with
they're
the weights, the
with the
EVP
weights, I
factor
guess,
favors it, right? You're
for sure.
Yeah, like that's
Like
the
yours
nice thing about
plays
the
lower.
woofers. Oh yeah, like I
Yours
measured
is
I measured down into
defined.
the 10 hertz for sure. That's what I
Yeah,
had
that's
on
that's
roof.
insane, right?
It's freaking gnarly. But I
But
mean,
like, look at Sean's. Sean's probably has more output. It's in your face. Might not hit as low, but I would assume maybe it has a little bit more output.
yeah, I don't know about output, like, maybe a bit more punch, right? In
Yeah,
the upper bass frequencies we're talking about it, like, but I mean, we tuned that box to like 25, right? Like
yeah,
the Ford
okay.
box is tuned pretty low and then they kind of fall off right after that, which is fine. It still plays the first note and put on, no problem, right? Like
Nice.
it does a really good job. And then in my car, it just absolutely fucking just it's definitely louder in the lower octaves. So kind of how it, for IB that I've noticed is it's very, very linear. Like there's a rise still down to 10 hertz. So your
Yeah,
output down in the
you're still
lower,
gaining.
like yeah, you're still gaining, right? But
Yeah,
it suffers that upper bass frequency like attack, which is where my mid bass takes over. But that's just the application that I use the vehicle in, right? 8-inch mid bass in the firewall, fucking dual voice coil off the V12. So per side, we're like 320
real quick for
watts.
anyone wondering what we're talking about here, Dalen has 212s cut into the floor of his
Yeah.
Mercedes Benz,
Yeah.
and he
In the
actually
trunk,
uses the trunk as well. I guess
the
the
car.
out that uses the car and the outside as his enclosure essentially,
Yeah. It for
and
yeah, is
he
whoever's
doesn't have a
listening.
box.
Yeah,
He
there's
is the box.
I am in the box. Yeah, and
He is the
the
box.
the low bass extension is just phenomenal. And then the 8-inch Helix i5s in the firewall, just ideal locations, no door
F5s are
buzzes.
awesome.
Yeah, I know they're awesome. That's the only way to describe them. And then dual voice coil too. So just The fucking
Double the
punch,
power.
just
More
the
power, more better.
punch out of those, man, is just retarded. Like, it's
I
awesome.
believe it.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, like, not to get too far into it, but I mean, I think in maybe some of the upper octaves, like when you're talking the sub bass side, like, yeah, sure, the eights definitely put out a bit more, but I mean, I've got that rise all the way into the low frequencies, and then
Which is
the
weird
mid
because you
bass to
think you'd
take
have the
over.
surface area, but maybe because it's a ported enclosure vented into the cab versus atmospherical pressure. I don't really know what would
I just think
vary
where
that.
their design, well, also too, like crossover points kind of dictate that as
For
well.
sure,
Like,
like acoustically, not
yeah,
electronically.
yeah, like I've
Yeah.
got, like, don't get me wrong, the punch that I'm getting is still up front and present, right?
Yeah,
But it's
which is
not,
big.
I don't think it's majority of that kick is really not coming from the 12s. It's definitely helping, but I'm getting a lot of that impact corner loaded from the front end of the vehicle with all that power, right? So
Yeah.
it helps keep everything nice in front and center. So, with that upfront bass, like, it still works, don't get me wrong. It's just, comparing punch back to back, like, they're definitely similar, but I think more of that punch is coming from my actual firewall mid bass rather than, the subs are helping. It's just, I don't think it's as much. And but they really take over into the sub frequencies, like the infrasonic
Yeah, and I feel like
frequencies.
that's like kind of like where my truck is with like two dub sixes up in the front and a center
Yeah.
console, like
Yeah.
212s, 1000 RMS in an extended cab GMC,
You
with
got
kick
lots of bass
panels,
feel,
and
man.
I
Like,
got I got lots of bass, dude. It's
yeah.
up front and it's all
Hmm.
around, and mid range off the dash with the
Yeah.
tweets, and
Hmm.
then the kicks and everything's dialed right in. I mean, like it's fantastic. There's only really a handful of things I'm always like, maybe I could change this, maybe I could change this. I
Oh,
mean,
for
like
sure.
more or less, maybe it's just like volume aspect, because when I first did it, and like I haven't tuned my system in a while, so I mean it brings
Hmm.
back that whole thing of like staying relevant. And I mean, like, I've been bad with that because I've
Right.
been happy with it, but at the same time I'm like, in the back of my head I'm like, I could do this better, and like, why haven't I done that? You know what I mean? Like, just like slacking off and just like, okay, because it's okay and people like it, but it's like,
Yeah.
but I know I can do better, so like,
Right.
why am I not
Yeah,
doing
but
better
anybody
with it?
who would listen to it are just like, "Oh, this is freaking awesome," right? Like, they
Oh,
don't.
for sure.
Yeah, they don't
But it
care.
could be better.
Yeah,
It can
exactly.
still be better. So it mean, like, we go back to those shops, like, well, why aren't they doing this? And why aren't they doing it? It's like, I guess you get to that point of like maybe stagnatism, like
Oh,
everything's
sure.
okay, everything steams good. And in your mind and everyone else's mind, it's great. But it's like, at the same time, it's like,
Could
we're
be better.
always trying to be better.
Yeah.
It's better to be better, instead of just like leaving something on the line and then just kind of calling it a day there, right?
Yeah. Like,
And I mean, we learn lots every day.
like, we've, changed things a lot, like, within our showroom. We've got less like crazy amounts of boxes on the floor, less like, product islands and stuff. Like, we still got a couple, but I mean, we're
For
not.
sure, you have to have a little bit. You have to make it look
Yeah,
full.
our area is really not cash and carry heavy. Like, the traffic
No.
for us is super low. Like, we don't
Yeah,
like
we're
just.
we're not very cash and carry heavy either. We
Yeah,
don't want. We'd
just.
rather have that,
Yeah, sure.
experience with a customer or
For
client.
sure.
Like,
Yeah.
that's what both of our stores do, and
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly. But yeah, like, it still needs to look full, right? And we want it to
Yeah.
look, modern. So, I know you guys have got them coming, but we've, been patiently waiting. Patiently waiting on the new demo boards from Mobile Solutions, and I can't wait for that. That's going to be a big
That's gonna
change
be
to our store.
awesome.
Yeah, so
Yeah, an entire wall dedicated to
yeah.
some of the best European audio out there,
Yeah.
German and French audio,
Yeah, it's going to be
handmade,
freaking wild.
best equipment out there. I'm
Yeah.
super excited for
So,
that.
that paired with, like, demo vehicles with relevant product that we're using, and like, I, I don't know, man. It's definitely a nice change. Like, we're going from, we got a service part of our industry that, we're still doing a lot of, but we
Of
definitely
course.
want to nail this experience for people, because when somebody comes in and they can come in and they can understand it. You can go to a vehicle and you can be like, "Hey, this is this and this vehicle," and then they can kind of apply that knowledge, and then they get a system. Like, we've already had lots of guys like that. Like, we've been like, "Hey, have a listen to this truck. Like, yes, we got some better speakers in this truck, but this is the level you could be, and this is why we do it this way.
Mhm.
So, here, have a listen to these things. This truck does this really well. This does this really well. I've had the same conversation in my car. I'm like, listen to this. Like, you've never heard mid bass in a vehicle like this before, and I'll play like Chocolate Chip Trip, or some Take the
Well, and
Power
it's
Back,
funny
Rage
you
Against the
say that
Machine, right? Like,
because that Jeep that I just finished up,
yeah, yeah.
it was for it was for a couple. They were a little bit older. I had no idea what type of music they listened to.
Hmm.
I had an idea, and after talking with Jeff, it was more metal and
Oh
a bunch
yeah,
of things that you would not expect
right,
from an older lady to listen to like that. And I mean, I totally like cut it off, and I didn't even think about it. And
right,
like but I remember like during the pitch, I was like, yeah, like I know starting you here is going to be the right option,
yeah,
and not doing everything plus this and like overextending and going further past your budget.
yeah,
And yeah, you know what? I can make you happy with this. And
yeah,
the first thing she said was, "Do you think you can? Because I've heard these speakers and I don't think you can." And I was
right.
like, "I will let you hold me to it." And she loved it.
That's awesome,
Apparently
and
she
that's the best
absolutely
part.
loved it.
That's the best part.
Right? Like went through a bunch of different songs, and went with Des, and like was just like over the top, and we're
Yeah,
just like, that's exactly
that's
what
what you want.
we aim for,
Yep.
right?
I've got to start getting better with this. Like when I'm doing systems for people, I got to be like, hey, like, tell me some songs that you listen to. Like what are you listening to lately? What do you got in an old playlist? Like, I need to go through it and just make sure that this Jimmy Jam's the way you want, right? And
For sure.
I got to do better with it. I've caught myself, before, like just before the end of like, I'll be like, yeah, tune's done. I'm good. I've
Well, and I mean, gain setup's pretty
no, no, no. I
structural at that
Yeah,
point.
I just mean like, overall sound, right? Like just to make sure everything's kind of working together properly, playing a bunch of different stuff. And yeah,
Well, I
you're
mean, as
right.
long
Like,
as you're following your target curve and
yeah,
everything, you're
exactly.
following your curve, you should be pretty bang on most of the time. I get the
100%.
like the salt and pepper for
Yeah, for
sure.
sure.
That's a big thing.
Yeah, and I like to, make sure that everything is gonna work, right? So,
Yeah.
I gotta definitely do a bit of a better job just making sure, like, hey, like, what do you listen to? Because I agree, like, it's kind of an old school thing where people are like, oh,
Throws you
like I
off a
listen
little
to,
bit.
yeah, like I listen to, rock, so I
Everything.
gotta make sure like this. Well, if you tune correctly, and I'm not gonna say, I'm the best tuner in the world or anything like that, because it could be further from the truth, right? Like there's always something to learn,
We're
right?
always learning.
But I've definitely, definitely delivered some great systems for people, and that's to like their
Absolutely.
reference and mine. But I mean, man, once once you get that target curve down and they listen to it, I totally agree that everything should just sound as it is. Like if this song doesn't sound the way you're used to, I mean, things have come so
Yeah.
far nowadays that I think you just don't, like, we talked about this in the last time, like that kind of memory, right? You remember things differently. Remember, like you were talking about
Yeah.
how your ears have
Yeah. Oh
memory.
yeah.
Yeah, I think,
Echoic memory.
yeah,
We have an echoic memory.
people are remembering shit wrong, and I think a lot of people have listened to it, and like there's a lot of songs that don't have as much volume ceiling, and you always got to try and get a little bit of headroom, like a lot of older, like Michael Jackson, or even some Rage, honestly, even some Rage Against the Machines got a pretty limited ceiling on some of their music.
Depending
And
on what album you're listening to,
oh,
yes.
totally. And what you're listening to on, right? Like what you're using to listen to. So that's another big
Yep.
thing, trying to make sure, like, I've got like
Well,
four streaming platforms that I use because
well,
everybody's
that's why I
using
go
something
through all
different.
those settings on everything,
Yeah,
right? Like
100%.
going through making
Yeah,
sure
audio
volume
normalization. Yeah,
normalization is
yeah.
turned off,
Off.
right?
Make sure
And
no EQ settings are applied in there.
100%,
A lot of
because a lot
guys
of
use
people
them.
think that that's, yeah, they
Yeah,
think that that's going to be the
yeah,
end all be all
for
for them,
sure.
and it is
Yeah,
not.
just leave it all alone. Just leave it
Leave
alone.
it all alone. If you can't see what you're changing,
Or
great. It does sound a little better if you can do it by ear, but there's certain things you just don't want to fuck with.
yep, for sure.
You're gonna make it worse, and then you wonder why things sound bad. Well, you just boosted something that should not have been boosted in an area because you just decided that you thought it was better, but it wasn't.
I haven't had it happen yet, but I'm waiting for like one day somebody to be like, "Oh, like my subs keep blowing," and like I don't fucking understand how. I play the same shit and I listen to it, and there's no clipping, there's no nothing, and then you like go into their settings on their phone, and like the bass on the equalizer's boosted in Spotify or some shit.
I'd be
Like I'm waiting
lying.
for that day.
I'd
I
be
haven't had it yet.
lying if I hadn't seen it happen. I'd be lying.
I haven't. I'm not lying. Now, not that it hasn't happened, but it hasn't come across my desk. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had a system done and buttoned up, and then the guy just fucked it because he had EQ settings he applied because he's using his fucking dirty buds on his iPhone, and
Well,
he's
and I
trying
mean,
to
the
make
thing
them
is,
sound
to
better.
me, it's like it makes me feel like, did I just not do my job? Or are
Yeah.
you expecting more? Or
Yeah.
like, where is it at? Because like I listened to it, my ears started hurting after 10
Oh
minutes, and I
yeah,
had to get out and take a break. And it's like,
for
you're
sure.
still not happy with that, brother? Like, what were you really expecting? Like, are you looking for an SPL system or an SQ system? It's like maybe
Right.
that's my fault. Maybe I qualified you wrong on that. But at the
Right.
same time, I've
That's
done
happened to
so
me.
many like SQL, if you will,
Sure.
systems, and you're like, dude, this sounds good and it's loud on everything,
Yep. That's what you want.
right? So
Yeah.
where are we losing?
Yeah, exactly. That's why like the SQ and like SQL thing is kind of funny. Like I
I
understand what
agree.
people are saying. You know what I mean? Like I totally get what they're saying, but like why can't an SQ system get loud? Like why do people think
They should,
yeah,
for
like
sure.
why do people think that they just can't get like that's not to me that's not a thing. I don't
That's
know.
not a
Like
thing.
that
I
makes
know the
zero sense
limits
to
of
me.
speakers.
Yeah.
I know where things need to be.
Yeah.
And maybe not to the point of where some people need to be, but I mean,
Sure.
like, I know when things are like, okay, this is bad.
Yeah.
No, this is good. Okay, great. We're at a high volume.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, I'm like, what? What? Like,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, for sure. What?
uh, what? Sorry, who?
I don't remember where I
Oh,
am
man.
now. But no, yeah, that always like I understand what people are saying, but I don't know why
I get
it's
it and
a
I don't.
thing. Yeah, like I just don't know why
Yeah.
it's a thing. Like an SQ system should be able to get loud and be proper like club levels and yeah, sure, maybe there's like for competitions, I'm
I
sure
mean,
there's
it's not going to
different
be like
tunes.
PA. It's not going to be pro
No,
audio
no, yeah, yeah,
level,
yeah, for sure. Like I think
which
maybe different, house curves or whatever that they're using to achieve a certain like
I
again,
don't
I'm
even
not
think
in the
that's going to make that big of a difference.
well,
I really
here's where I
don't.
think maybe people are thinking loud. Maybe they're thinking the bass because a lot of those SQ competitions they don't have like a 5 dB or 6 dB
Yeah,
rise per
people do
octave, right?
interpret
They're
bass as
maybe they're
loud, dude.
yeah, right, exactly, right? Maybe they because the SQ competitions maybe got, 3 dB per octave or like 2 or something like that. Like they're not perceiving it as like a loud system. I don't know, maybe that's
Yeah.
what they mean, but
No, I could see that being things just because like some people like I feel like that's maybe if I was to get a complaint, that's the biggest. Like, oh,
yeah, more
there's
bass.
not enough bass.
Yeah,
It's
there's
like,
not
okay,
enough
well,
bass. Yeah.
your mid bass and your bass is time aligned and your phase is looking good. I mean, everything's relevant.
Right.
I can get you a little bit more, but you're really pushing it into a spot to where you could potentially damage your system. And I don't want that. It's
For
like,
sure.
oh well why?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, we're working with factory systems. So even with like proper low shell filters on DSP low ends to try and compensate for roll off or
Yeah.
whatever the case might be, there's still always that danger point because music is recorded differently. So I mean, like the
Yeah,
one
that's
song
another
you might
thing.
listen to doesn't have bass, and then you listen to one song and it's
It's
crazy.
crazy. Yeah. There's no standard procedure for like how they mix because it's art,
No,
right? Like
it's
there's
all over the
yeah,
place.
it's all over the place. Like
So that screws
even
us
between
big
studios,
time.
right? It's
Oh yeah,
about
dude,
what the
between
artist wants.
producers, it's
Yeah. Yeah, it's
insane,
producers.
man.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, so I
you
mean,
look between something that's produced 10 to 15 years ago versus something now, it's it's all over the place. And then you go back even further.
yeah.
There's also no rhyme or reason as to why. And I mean, it's
Mhm.
there's actually a Wikipedia on it. It's called the Loudness Wars, I believe.
Oh, I think I've heard of this. The loudness
Yeah,
wars.
I think it started with Metallica
Yeah, because
actually.
they're what are they called? Like
I can't.
remastering, like when they were remastering their albums and shit like that, or because it wasn't even them remastering, right? Like it was again. This may not be exact, folks. I'm just going off memory. I do not have Google open right now, but there was
Yeah,
something to do with they were trying to make it louder, but they were adding like extra distortion,
they
right?
were.
They were
Yeah, they
yeah
were essentially like increasing audio levels in recorded music,
yeah
like and reducing the audio fidelity and
yeah yeah.
kind of changing that. And it's been happening for a very long time.
Oh
I
yeah
mean, and loudness has been a concept that's been implemented for a very long time.
yeah
So like people start to think like certain things should be loud here, should be loud there, and then they listen to another song and it's not. I mean, we're getting into something that this is a whole
Yeah,
other
yeah, yeah.
episode
Yeah,
itself.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
that's a
Totally.
resolution episode kind of thing, and like,
Resolution.
and,
Yeah, for sure. It
yeah, dude,
is. It
right? So
is.
I mean, like, anyways, one thing I think that I'd like to bring up is kind of getting back into like our showrooms and our
Yeah,
demo
for sure.
boards. Like, are there any things that you don't show specifically, but you do?
Mm, yeah, like we don't show like rock like kits.
Yeah,
We do them
wheel
and we've done them.
lights.
Yeah, wheel well lighting and like underglow type of lighting, which we would just use like multiple rock lights for that. It's typically the nicest and the best
Mhm.
way to do it.
More durable.
Yeah, more durable for sure, right? And more modular too. Like I don't know what one you guys use, but we use a heist one where they
Yeah,
just
we use
kind
the
of
heist
yeah,
ones
they
as well
just
too.
daisy chain those pods. It's perfect.
We've
It's
actually
great.
used the Enlighten ones a couple times, the Stinger ones. They
Oh,
work
I haven't
really
tried
well
that.
as well too.
Yeah,
Oh man, they're sweet. They're
always
super cool.
there's a new one like well, I'm not saying that that one's new, but there's always one that I've never heard of or something new every other
Yeah, there's a
fucking month.
billion like
Like, oh
there's a
yeah.
billion light
There's
companies,
so
right? I mean,
many, right?
who do you trust? You can get them off
Exactly.
Amazon. You
Yep.
can get them everywhere, and
Yeah.
I've heard good reviews on some of that come off Amazon,
Yeah,
right? So
yeah,
I
for
mean, like,
sure. There's
that's
some cool
kind of the
shit.
one big thing why we don't, because
Yeah.
you don't know what's going to happen with them. You've got to warranty it, and
Yeah.
it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't want to spend that type of money that it takes a
To do the
professional to
lighting?
do
Oh
that,
yeah.
to do that
Yeah.
job. I mean, like,
Any
for a
lighting in
professional
general.
to do it versus like, say, your buddy or a guy
Yeah.
down the road. I mean, that is a big job for
Yeah.
anyone on here that does starlight headliners,
Yeah.
rock lights,
Screw that.
wheel lights. I mean, some of them take a heck of a long time because everything needs to be routed perfectly. Everything needs
Yeah.
to be lengthened perfectly. You need to consider a lot of different things. And at the same time, at the end of the day, you have to warranty it if anything
Yeah.
goes wrong. So, okay, well, what does warranty mean? You know, not
Yeah.
that pulling tires off is hard, but I mean, if you
Yeah.
had to pull four tires and
Yeah.
yada yada, etc., and
Yeah.
wheel wells, some of them are mounted very, very meticulously
Yeah.
inside those wheel wells. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay,
It's
there's
especially
time. It's time.
especially on these like these lifted trucks where like the lift kit and the offset was done like fucking shit. And
Or
even
they're
even the
taking them
SEMA
down like the
beaver.
worst roads.
Yeah, or that. And the SEMA beaver action didn't do its job and it still grinds and shit. Like I've seen some people do these jobs and like rip their freaking wheel well out or like part of it,
Mhm.
right? And at least, some of the stuff we did cuz like what was it? A guy took his truck to a body shop like we did like a rock light kit for.
Yeah.
And yeah, they like turn the wheel the wrong way or something like that, and they just completely screwed it up and it like ripped out. But I mean, all of our wiring was good because it was up and like out of the way, right? Like
Yeah.
it kind of ripped the wheel well liner a little bit, but I
Oh
mean,
wow.
it wasn't like it didn't damage any of the wiring. But then they ended up just cutting the wire off. So I mean, cool, right? Thanks,
That's
guys.
crazy though,
Yeah,
especially after how much you spend on doing that and how much time is done on it. It's like,
yeah, it's
that's why
terrible.
it's so crucial to do it the right way.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. Another thing we don't show is well, it's kind of hard to show, but like heated seats. Like we do heated seats, but like how do you
Oh,
show
and
it?
some vehicles
Right?
are a
Like
pain.
yeah, oh yeah, some vehicles are terrible.
Everything is so different nowadays. Like,
Yeah.
you have to have the right vehicle to do them.
Yeah.
Some of them have got like so many weird provisions in their seats and everything, and it's like
Yeah.
you almost have to take them apart to,
Yeah.
hey, can I do this? Like, get them 2/3 of the way apart. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
okay, I can get this.
Yeah, it's crazy. And like sometimes we've done so you can buy like two different kits. You can buy like a normal one and then you can buy a skinny, right? Where it's kind of a
Yeah, yeah.
little bit skinnier so it'll fit in places a little better. And it's hard to really know and like keep stock on each and every one. So like we stocked heavy on like the normal kits because that works for most trucks.
Yeah,
But we were
same.
working on like an SUV once and I was like, fuck, I really wish I had the skinny because then we could have just shoved it up the
Slid
middle.
between the hog
Yeah.
sides.
I know I say,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like you could slip it in between, don't have to worry about it. But now we're taking this whole thing apart. We're
Mhm.
getting it like we have to cut out each area where the hog tie is, and then we got to make sure it doesn't damage the pad all the way up. You know what I mean? Because you cut it in the wrong spot, and the rest of the pad won't heat up. But anyway,
Yeah.
Yeah, like, and how do you even show that, right? So I mean, we just say we do it, you know, I think we charge like around like $900 or something to do it. It's so labor intensive. So I mean,
To
if
do 2 or
yeah,
1?
yeah, to do two. Yeah.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is fair because we
I
do
think
we
so.
charge about 500 a seat.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So I mean, we're
Yeah.
not far off.
Well,
Um
no, I mean, you're taking your time. I mean,
Yeah, and then like
there's a
after
lot of things to
taxes, yeah, it'd
consider.
be like around $1,000. So like we're basically on par.
Yeah.
And I mean it just makes sense. Like the seat pad, you know, it retails for like $125 or whatever it is, whatever one you're buying, right? And then the rest
Plus
of it's
2 to
like
3
labor.
hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Essentially,
Yeah.
you're $527 a seat. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not unrealistic. I mean, if
No.
you look at what the manufacturer charges for that type of stuff, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, man.
ain't that far off, really.
No, not really. And like, you know, we show some light bars, but you can't show everything and like it's
That's
it,
one thing that's so saturated
it
nowadays.
is, yeah.
I won't even like,
I
especially
know.
with how the internet has just Amazon
Yeah.
and you know what? I'll leave that to the guys that I know that do the lights and stuff
Yeah,
like
for
that. They
sure.
do a great job doing it. They have them on stock. They've kind of got their own brands or whatever, and
Y-
they do well with them.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. I mean, we've got a shop in town that, you know, they mostly just do off-road accessories and lighting is one of it. And I mean, shit, I would
which is
rather,
cool
yeah, I would rather go to a place that does that all the time. You know what I mean?
for
Like,
sure.
it's
You're
not
not
that
like
we
Baron
can't
having
do
like
it.
a 4 jobs ahead of you
Yeah,
and et cetera. And you're like trying to do it on a time crunch when you
yeah.
can't really guesstimate that. So it's like,
Not
you know,
really,
I mean, do you
no.
either like overquote a guy or, you know, like I guess that's the hard part with lighting and
It
stuff like
is,
that
yeah.
is like, you know, like, okay, do I quote this guy the proper amount and then
Hmm.
like he walks or, you know, and especially if you don't do it all the time, like
Right.
where do you get that basis from? I
Yeah,
guess.
for sure. I I think that's kind of it. I mean, you know, we have a list longer of like what we don't do, right? Like, but
Yeah.
I think it's I think that's pretty much it. Like, don't really do. Yeah, no, I mean, oh,
Other
drop
people's car
downs. Yeah,
starters. I
other
don't
people's
do
car
other, yeah.
starters. Yeah, and like
Other
we don't.
people's car
I
starters.
think I've refused to
Starlight
do drop
headliners we're
downs.
kind of getting into. We're gonna start
Really?
doing those, I think.
Screw that.
Yeah,
I'm good.
we got a guy that can do them. I mean, obviously,
Nice
it's going to be a cost that will reflect
for sure. Yeah,
for sure. And I
yeah.
mean, you don't want to pay it.
Yep.
It's not getting
No,
done. I mean,
I
it's
had a guy who was like, what if I pay you more than what it takes to do it?" And I said, "No, I'm good. I don't want
damn.
the
I mean, certain vehicles are pretty easy.
yeah, I guess. I don't want the hassle and like I feel like see the other thing too is
It's a day or two job.
yeah,
It's a
and
big
it's
job, you know.
and then that's a day or two when you could be selling product with labor. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you could be
Well, that's
making
another
money
thing
on
too.
the product you're selling and the labor. That's a whole nother thing that I've really tried to hone in on and you know, I've been
Well, I
getting
mean, we're a
more
business.
comfortable
We have
saying
to.
no.
You
Yeah,
can't just
yeah.
sell
Labor.
labor
No,
because
that's not it
the
doesn't
store
work.
needs to survive as well too. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, the technicians have to survive, but
Yeah.
the store and the salespeople and a bunch of people have to survive as
Yeah,
well too. So
absolutely.
that's a big thing right there.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I mean,
I agree
and yeah,
completely.
like you said, other people's car starters, screw that. Even if it's the same product I sell, what if
Nope.
that's the one bad egg and your car dies? Right?
Or you go to call in and next thing you know, it's a fraudulent piece, or
Or that.
they've got
Yeah.
this thing flagged, and now next thing you know, you're like, okay, cool. Like I guess I'm just screwed here, and now the customer's screwed here, and I spent
Yep.
an hour and a half prepping it and
Fucking
wiring it.
installing it.
Like
Yeah, exactly.
so now nobody wins, and I'm still gonna charge you because
Yeah.
that's just fair. I mean, it's not my product, you know. I mean, and I
Yeah.
explain that to a lot of our customers, I think, is, you know, like this is why we don't like doing that because if I put something in there and I have to, you know, shake my hands free and say, hey, you know, there's nothing I can do to help you, I
Yeah.
haven't really done my job. If and in fact, I've probably done a worse
Like
job, I
bad.
think,
Yeah,
than
exactly.
yeah, now
Yeah.
you're screwed. Now I just took $300 or $400 from you and you're
Yep.
screwed.
Yeah.
That doesn't make me feel good. I'm no.
No. What about you guys? Are you guys in the same boat in terms of like what you like you do that you don't show or you got some more things?
Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, most of it, I would say, like, that's a big thing. There is, like, obviously, like, a lot like, we don't do laser 3D fabrication, but, I mean, like, we still
Mm,
do fabrication and stuff like that, and we
sure.
try and show as
Yeah.
much as we can, but, I mean, like, some of it is kinda hard to display. I mean, like, if
Right.
we're making brackets and stuff like that that get put in, and sometimes I'm the one taking the pictures and doing that. It can be difficult for me to be in 3 places at once. So,
Yeah, I hear you there,
something
buddy.
that's really cool that could be done by us is like, ah, damn, like I missed that.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, like we're on the same boat as you guys. I mean,
Yeah.
like there's certain things that just don't make sense. Certain customers, yeah, we'll do them for you because, I mean, it
Yeah.
just is what it is. Certain
Yeah.
people we're gonna do it, but they're gonna pay it, and that's the
Exactly.
big
And
thing,
well, that's the
right?
difference, right? Like you got a guy like, hey, would you mind installing such and such a thing? Like I know it's not necessarily, but like it's not a you're in there thing. Like I'll pay you for it. I just like, can you do this for me? Like while you guys are doing this, do you have some extra time you could set aside? Maybe do it the next day or like later. And I'm like, depending on if it's a long time client, they've already
I mean, we
done
can
some
book you
purchasing
for
and
extra
stuff. And
time.
yeah,
If
we can
I probably
book
am not
for
gonna have
sure.
time, but we can get it done at another time
Yeah, for
for
sure.
sure.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it
I hate
depends for
trying to
us, right?
squeeze things in into
Yeah,
short timelines when there's like already not enough time, and
already
it's
a
like,
lot of
okay,
shit
well,
on the
we we
go.
we
100%.
booked you in with this,
Yeah.
and obviously we're booking to the end of the day, kind of thing.
Yeah. For me, it's a little different because I try to only book like I got two guys in the bay that I'm trying to manage right now anyways, and one guy I'm trying to train, one guy is good, and then, I've got like myself like a couple well, maybe not a couple, probably like four jobs
See, and
a
that
day.
was going to be my next thing is
Yeah.
like, how are you finding like, because I know like both of us we're always looking for new blood.
Mm. Yeah, it was
Do you find it difficult right now?
it's a immensely difficult. Like
Yeah.
today, well, not even today, but like just trying to train somebody in like the busy season, like we did it all wrong, but at the same time we just
I think
we
it's a
couldn't
good
find
thing.
anybody. like
Yeah.
like
Well, you
we
kind of got to throw him into the sharks at some point and
well,
just kind
he's
of learn. And
definitely been thrown into the sharks, and we've definitely had some things we've had to nip in the bud, and we'll see how it goes over the next little bit. If it works out, it works
yeah,
out. If not, that's fine. It's just that's the thing I think that's really tough because especially in our area, and I think you can definitely agree with this. I don't know
100%.
Grand Prairie's like economics, but I know it's basically the same as
We
us.
are basically
Yeah,
Fort Mac.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like you can go out to Suncor base plant and you can be a laborer, you can go push a broom and you can make $40 to $45 an hour, right? Like you can make some really good money. And that is not an exaggeration. Like I know laborers who just started out
That's
and maybe
insane.
maybe it's a temp position for a little bit because like some of them are and they'll
Maybe they keep
temporarily
him for
make
a
that
month
money,
and then get rid of
keep them
him,
for a
kind of
month and
thing,
get
and then
rid of
get
them.
another one.
High turnover rate, but all they see is dollar signs, right? That's all they see is the dollar signs. And then you can go out and like maybe a long-term position might be, starting off at like 35 an hour. So when I worked at base plant, I was doing, maintenance and I was doing some training for the Suncor fire hall to do like drive the ambulance and like, pull the stretcher around, like nothing fancy, right? Like I went after and got like my EMR and stuff like that, and just to try and see if I could push ahead with that type of career. But honestly, it really wasn't for me. Out at site it was a little different.
For
It was
sure.
definitely a little more lenient. But it's
I'm the
just because
exact same way.
you're just not in a city platform for that type of stuff. And you could go out there and like I said, when I started just doing maintenance, like it was like $35 an hour or like 38, I think. Like it was crazy.
Jeez, that's insane.
Yeah. And like, yeah, I was working at the fire hall, but I was mostly working on, like the SCBA, so the self-contained breathing apparatuses, right? And then
Yeah.
the Jesus, why can't I think of this word? Dalen's mixing up his words right now. Fucking
Classic.
fire extinguisher. Jeez, I couldn't even say it.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I
that is
know,
a word
right?
that is very. It's a
That's
big word, man. Calm down. Give yourself
too
a
much
stroke.
too much brain today. Yeah, having a strong.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, so just started off with that, and then I did very like very little, but that was honestly just zombie work, man. Like they just showed me
Yeah.
how to do it, and then boom, you were doing it. Like there was
Well, and that's the great
wasn't
thing
much
about
to
our
it.
jobs
Yeah.
is
Oh,
we're never working the same day. I mean,
oh,
yeah, it can be stressful at times,
every day
but
is
every is
different.
different.
Yeah,
It
it's
doesn't matter. You never know what you're going to run into, people,
yeah,
person, or product.
yeah.
All those 3 things change every day.
It's definitely I do enjoy it as much as stressful as it can get, especially this time of year. A lot of
There's so much going on.
oh dude, it's crazy.
And
Um,
it's very easy to let things slip through the cracks,
yeah,
and
absolutely.
that's I think the biggest thing for me is
I've
like I
got
feel so
four.
bad when things happen.
Yeah, I got 4 audio quotes I need to fricking get on tomorrow early morning and
Yeah,
take care of some of my boys out there that want some stuff. And
yeah,
yeah, I gotta take care of it. But anyway, yeah, it's really hard to find. Like I said, I think we kind of went about it wrong, but at the same time, it's just we pushed it out there. We posted on Facebook. We
well, and I think we got
posted,
lucky.
yeah, yeah, for you.
Like, we got lucky with Jonah,
Yeah.
and, he's on his 3rd year, I
Yeah, I was
think,
gonna say
now,
Jonah's been there a
and
while.
Jonah's killing it.
Yeah.
Jonah's always killing it, bro. He's
Yeah.
he's he's
I love
constantly
Jonah.
learning. He's just dude, right? He's just this weird little nerd that just loves shit, and it reminds me so much of myself. But it's just like so technical now, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
love that, dude. Like, 'cause you got to be a nerd to do this stuff and be technical with it, right? And
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Mason, he's Jesus 18, I think.
Oh wow.
And yeah, dude, he does a great job. He's learning all the time. He's learning under Dez. He's learning under Jonah, and
Nice.
these guys are doing all these things, and they're learning together. Even just like watching troubleshooting skills and all
Right.
this stuff just kind of increase. So I mean, like for me to watch a junior do that type of stuff, it's like hell yeah, this guy's on the right track,
Nice.
wants to learn it, and he's gaining it. And I mean, I completely agree. I mean, there's so many other opportunities that people could take
Yeah.
around here, but I mean, it takes a special person to be able to want to do what we do because
Yeah.
you take pride in it, you enjoy what you do, and it's just it gives some sort of satisfaction at the end of the day that something else doesn't really provide, if that makes sense. I
Yeah.
mean, like,
Well, yeah, at the end of the
sure,
day, we're not doing this because people need this stuff. I mean, I think people and everybody needs this stuff
I think
because
everybody
yeah,
needs it too,
exactly.
but it's not the
But
truth.
it's not the truth. This is a want.
This
And
is definitely a want.
and yeah, it takes a definitely a different type of passion to yeah, provide that experience for what people are looking for, right? And yeah,
Yeah.
having that attention to detail. Just quickly before we get off it,
Oh
May
God, are we at that point
no, no,
already?
no, no, not that.
Oh,
Before we transition to something else, and I forget,
we're close actually.
you got a Mason, and I got a Mason, and my Mason's
You also had
19
a
and a half.
Jonah before also too.
Jonah?
Didn't you have a Jonah? Or no, you just had one that
No,
looked like
it
Jonah.
looked like Jonah, and his name was Cole,
Yeah.
just like Cole.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, you had 2 Coles,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, basically, but he was basically just like Jonah, which is hilarious. Um, yeah, no, I was gonna say, yeah. So your Mason's just shadowing. Like, is that what he does? Like, what else does he do?
No, he does. He does.
He does
He
installs.
does high
Okay,
levels integration,
nice,
speakers, dash cams. He's
nice,
actually learned a couple car starters with Dez. He's been getting into stuff like that.
sweet.
So we're getting him into it as early as possible, just so we can kind of get the dopamine rolling,
Mm-hmm.
get it rolling through
Mm-hmm.
a kid like that, and just when you're interested in it, it's like there's no holding back because
Yeah, for
obviously
sure.
possibilities are limitless, they're endless, and I mean it just really depends on how much attention to detail you want to pay and kind of I guess where you want to go with it because I mean sky's the limit.
Yeah, yeah. I can hear you there, man. It definitely takes a certain type of person, like you just kind of touched on, like attention to detail. Like not everybody's got that. That's the simplest way to put it.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the
I mean
simplest way to
even
put it.
myself
Oh
sometimes. I
yeah,
mean
no,
I'm
and
not
there's always
perfect. I mean,
lapses. Nobody's perfect. Yeah,
oh yeah,
there's always lapses, but if it's like every job, then that's
oh
different,
yeah,
right? Like
that's a little different.
that's a little different. Yeah,
Yeah,
no, our Ian, he's been around longer than like Mason. We've only had for like about a month.
yeah.
Yeah, Ian's been probably 10 months.
Is that the one that he's done a couple DSP jobs? He's
Yeah,
done a couple
yeah, he's
F6s
done.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, he's done.
Awesome,
Yeah, done.
awesome.
Wiring's good. He's done lots of the installs. Like I haven't got him into tuning yet, but I gave him like the tuning for profit
It's
booklet to get him to understand
it's
like
hard.
crossovers.
It's hard to
Yeah,
get people into tuning right
eventually,
off the
right?
get go.
But I mean, I
There's
always
so many things that you
for
have
sure,
to look into,
for
man.
sure. Yeah, I've had him sit in a couple vehicles
Like, yeah,
like
let me just
after
sit the
finishing.
crossover on this tweeter to 500 hertz.
Ooh, yeah. But the FS is 1200 hertz. I should be able to cross it there. Ooh.
Do it, I dare you.
Yeah, I dare you. I dare you. And then push it to plus 5 dB, please.
Yeah. Please
Please.
make my day.
Yes, exactly.
I'm all out of gum.
Yeah.
And I came to tune a DSP, and there's no DSP and no gum.
Okay. But yeah, no, he's done like lots of audio install, speaker, dash cams. Like he was put through the ringer with like the normal shit before doing the car starters, and like just picked up the car starters like really quick, really easy. Just because some of the ideologies is transferred from, you're like, okay, where's your wiring running? Like, how are you doing this? Like doing like a mono amp, like where are you running your high level wiring and your power wire, right? Like with the loom, zip tie it here, like wire it this way so the wire's clean and serviceable, and like all this type of
Yeah.
stuff, right? Like
Serviceable is the biggest thing.
yeah, for sure, right? That's the biggest thing is serviceability. But yeah, so I mean, he's definitely, I can't wait to see him in another year. And that's just like, that's another
Oh,
thing.
watching people grow is my favorite.
100%. Because all these other people, like I was saying earlier, they just see dollar signs. They go on site, they drive truck, they make buck, right?
Yeah.
They're fucking living the dream. They're doing a zombie job and they're making all this money for them. But I mean, it takes so much time to invest into this. Like, I still think Ian, if you're listening, could invest a little bit, more, just he definitely has the interest for sure. I just think, he's young, right? Like he wants to go to the
Yeah.
gym. He wants to, and like, don't get me wrong, I do all that stuff too, right? But there's definitely, if this is something you want to do and excel at, like when I started, there were so many nights I was at the shop till like 11, right? Like I'm trying to figure shit out,
Kind of goes into like, like there's many quotes for like the student and the master, or the master and the
Right.
student, right?
Right.
And one of them that kind of spoke out there was, when the student is ready, the master will appear.
Ooh.
Right?
Yeah.
Because that, the master has failed more than he has tried, and for
Right.
waiting for the student to kind of realize that, hey, that's all right to be there.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, you can take into some Star Wars there from as well too. I'm weird
God.
with quotes sometimes.
You're good with it. You're good with it.
when I left you, I was the learner, and now I'm the master.
Right.
Right.
Such a nerd. Love it.
Yeah, I could get into a few more, but I don't really feel like they're necessary. But sometimes they are. It's good to have a few quotes on the side. I mean, I feel like right now it was just like, okay, cool, you brought those up, and now I'm like ready to like hit them. But I mean, like any other time you like hit me with like, give me a quote, I'm just like, duh. Like, I need context, brother.
Context.
Give me context. Like,
can't just hit
oh, here's
quote.
the context. No, it doesn't work like that.
Oh man. Yeah, it's
okay.
it's definitely one of those industries where it's gonna take a lot of time to get, like I said, you can't just go and I can't pay some random kid off the street $30 an hour. Like that's an that's an insane wage, right? But all of these people,
insane.
Yeah, all of these people, they're going out there and they're doing that. It's definitely more of a passion driven job for sure.
Dude,
and
if I got
the money
$30 an hour when I first started, Jesus.
Dude, you would be basically Bezos. Like you would
Dude, I would be Bezos.
We would be talking in your private jet. We would be podcasting in your private jet right now. Actually, you wouldn't even know who I am. You wouldn't even, yeah. You wouldn't even know who I am. What the fuck am I saying?
I wouldn't have even, because I wouldn't have even cared. I wouldn't have even
like,
to learn more.
Man, who is this man in Fort McMurray?
Chelsea, bring me around the plane. It's time to go to Smallenberg.
I'm in the Masonic room in the Biblos.
Where are you? I'm looking for some bracks for my jet.
Oh my bracks for my jet. That's actually something I need. Some fucking billionaire out there needs to just absolutely just do something crazy in their PJ. Like,
dude,
just get that. Up. Yeah, we'll fly like a G6.
What does a jet even work on? Is it 24 volt? Because we got M series. No,
I don't even know. I haven't seen one. You tell me.
I don't even care. I'm putting bracks in there with a 12 volt battery. So that, I guess, is an ish me, not an ish you.
Yeah, exactly. No, I think it is hard to find because especially in our area, like being able to go out there and just make mindless money. Like earlier before we hopped on here, we were talking about like city jobs too. Like there's some cashier jobs that are like $40 an hour. Like
what?
That's insane. right? Like it's crazy.
What?
It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, like
Pick my nose for $40 an hour?
yeah,
Shit.
yeah, dude. I know I might go do it, honestly. No, I can't. Actually, this is my last podcast.
Yeah. Hey, Sean, sorry, buddy. No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
I really hope that this love it's out there. Like people are coming into the store, they know these things exist still, or maybe they heard a whisper of it from an elder that there used to be a shop down on this street that made cars sound good, right? So then they go and
Yeah.
check it out, right? Are you playing RuneScape?
No.
Oh,
I mean,
damn.
yes. Maybe.
Bro's RuneScaping right now.
I'm definitely not RuneScaping for sure. I'm actually just typing out some very important notes.
Nice. Very
I'm
important.
RuneScaping.
I'm RuneScaping. Yeah.
I'm RuneScaping.
What are you doing downstairs, honey? Oh, I'm just
recording our podcast.
Yeah.
Babe, there's just another hour for the podcast.
Just another hour for the podcast. Oh,
like,
my
did you
God.
hear me? Was I typing too loud there?
Yeah, you were typing like kind of while we were talking. Yeah.
Damn.
I
Shit,
caught
I
you.
gave myself away there.
Caught you red-handed.
Yo, industry pros, don't be playing RuneScape while you're playing WoW. There's one big old L right there. You get caught playing RuneScape while you're industry pro and shit.
Shit.
My bad, dog. No regrets.
No regrets. No regrets. Yeah.
Just kidding. I was still focused.
No, all I was saying was before RuneScape interrupted me. No, I'm kidding. I know the passion's there because you motherfucker.
Just spams the keyboard.
I know the passion is there. People come in, they look for this shit. They
want it.
They want it. They need it.
It just takes guys like me and you to bring it out to them.
Yeah.
It's this type of emotion, like things like that. Like, dude,
this is just
I'd be lying if I hadn't
environment.
used. Oh, dude, if I right there, that little back and forth there with RuneScape, I do that with people all the time.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
I'm a troll IRL. I'm trolling.
Yeah.
I'm trolling.
I'm
I'm having a
trolling.
good time. And I like to have fun with my customers because I mean, like everyone wants to have fun. I mean, you're spending money, you want to have fun. I mean, so like I find that's a big thing for me is like I try and find that in and the out. Like.
Oh yeah, you definitely have to. You gotta be approachable, and which I find hard for myself sometimes. I really do.
Fair enough, dude.
It happens, but you got to find that in, and like you said, you got to appeal to what appeals to them, right? Like it's a very personable thing we're doing, especially for car audio, right? Very personal.
Well, especially with vehicles, that's the most.
And vehicles, exactly.
Their second biggest investment they're going to make in their life,
exactly,
is a vehicle next to their house, and then the next thing after that is going to be this audio systems.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, they're definitely big things to make sure to keep in mind, right? That's all. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I think we covered quite a bit tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
Yeah, I hope everybody enjoyed our nonsense. It was great.
Yeah, this was more nonsensical. I got a new microphone, if you can't tell, everyone.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that.
It's definitely better. It's definitely better.
Last but not least, happy Thanksgiving to all of our US friends.
Yeah.
I hope you guys had a wonderful time with your families
and a great weekend, and we're thankful.
Took some time off to listen to the podcast. Potentially, hopefully, maybe.
Hopefully, not asking for it. What away.
I mean, maybe. But no, yeah, like in all realism, I mean, take advantage of the demo vehicles.
Yeah.
Take advantage of really spending that time with customers and making your guys' selves different, because it shows in a lot of different areas, and there are a lot of really good guys out there doing exactly that. Take time in finding people that you think might be a good fit to your shop, especially if it takes a little bit of an investment. That's something that I can say is going to be worth it, especially if they're interested. Don't let somebody go if they're interested.
Yeah, for sure. I know that's kind of how I started, right, with my shop. Like I talked about in the first pod, it was, hey, I see you bought this DSP amplifier and came in here for a couple of things. want to meet the owner? Like, have you ever thought about doing this for a living? And that was just kind of how everything transpired from there. So I mean,
Yeah.
good things can come of it, and it just takes a bit of investment. And don't worry, it's not just investment from if anybody's listening to it and is wanting to be in this industry, like, it's not just you investing, we're investing in you too. Like, we're taking that time.
That's a big thing.
It's a two-way street. Like, we're in this together, right? Like,
Bring the value.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll return the favor, right? That's just how it works. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, I think that's everything, man. That's
a wrap for Decibels and Dialogue.
that
Episode 3
is a wrap. Wow. Whoa. What are you doing over
Episode
there?
3. Bow, 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 bow.
Oh, episode 4 will have a soundboard. No, kidding.
Oh wow.
Just to do the horn. Just to do the horn, maybe.
Maybe we just kind of maybe. I don't know.
It's not that hard. I used to do it while I was gaming.
Well,
I had it hooked up to the numpad.
Literally, we could do it to Discord easily.
Virtual lines, brother.
Actually, probably do one right now, to be honest with you. It's not that difficult, really.
No, not really. Alrighty, everybody. Well, yeah, we appreciate you all for listening, and until the next one, I'm Daylin.
And I'm Corbin.
Oh yes, the duck. Oh shit. Oh damn. Yes, he
Have a great night, you guys.
Have a great night.